Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the next episode review when it's the first episode of season 3 of Spy Family. And I would say Spy Family is back. Now, it didn't go buck wild like already though, so it's only the first episode, so of season 3. But you know what? Regardless though, I'm a huge fan of Spy Family. I love the series. And it was still a great episode regardless though, even though it wasn't full everything, but it did have some action, bits of action though. But it was kind of and especially with the episode split in two halves. Like the first half was focusing more on the Forge family, and then second half was with Nightfall and Frankie. So it was still a great episode regardless though. So the first episode was not explosive like some of the other episodes have been from the first two seasons or the movie though. So, but all that said and done, um, episode 38, where they did a quick recap, who these characters are with Lloyd, Yor, and Anya, right, and with Bond, and so and what their abilities are is like the spy, the assassin, the telepath, and the other the dog that sees the future. So, but now we'll see we show her with the Forager family, in this park, try hanging out as a family, and Anya eating ice cream, and she wants a balloon, but then Bond has a future vision that tragic's gonna happen, like these trees all over the place, balloons are flying on the sky, and so about this big machine. It's one of those crane operating machines, with the grabbers, right? That you grab like you grab trees with. It's not a scooper, right? Like one of those scooper things. No, it's one of those that has a mechanical claw you grab like a large tree with. So Anya sees that version, and says all of a sudden, oh, I want to tells Lloyd, oh, I want to go home. And he's like, why so early? He's like, because I want to study. I want to study and earn Stellas. And this gets Lloyd excited that, oh, now she's ready to take this seriously, right? so, so as they're on their way to the construction site, the reason why all that's going to happen because this guy who works on, I guess it's a holiday, but he's working on holidays, and so supposedly he's not supposed to work on those days, but he's bitter, angry, and he he sees like a vision of a family having a good time and everyone else having a good time, but he is. So he's gonna take his anger out. So he's lashing out in this machine, and so Lloyd sees the danger. He operates another crane, and then there's this old guy walking his dog. Yor saves him. And of course, her being the strongest person in the world, she comes out of that pile of rubble like nothing because she's inhumanly strong. As I pointed out before about Yor's character, she's a super, not just ordinary hero, she's a super inhuman. I mean, she can pretty much survive anything. It's like, if she can come out of a pile of rubble like it's nothing, or hit tennis balls, like at the speed of light, she can survive anything. So, so Lloyd fights the guy in the crane. They have it's kind of like maybe you could say like a rocket soccer robot style type fight, right? Until he flips the whole thing over and the guy falls out, right? And so, and then afterwards, now Anya has to put up with studying because she said herself she wanted to study, but now she doesn't want to. Of course, this typical thing of Anya. And so, and then Yor's gonna cook dinner, but of course with Bond's face, of course, no, that's not gonna be that's not gonna be good. It's gonna be poisonous. So that's a great first half of the episode, which I absolutely love. So, and interesting enough, we get the second half of the episode falls on the other agent, Nightfall, who's so obsessively in love with Lloyd, overly obsessively in love with Lloyd, because you see in her eyes, that you get those hearts in her eyes, right? And Barry's like, I love you, I love you, I love you, this and that, right? And so and then she has this mission, and so she goes to the Lloyd's informant, Frankie. And of course, we know what we've seen with the past with Frankie, his luck with women, right? He tries a lot of things with a bunch of women, doesn't work out for him, always strikes out, and so Frankie has this thing to do. I get these photos, or it's these I think forged documents. So Nightfall has him, wants him to ask this person to forge these things, and so, and of course Frankie trying to get it, trying to hit it with Fiona, but Fiona was her name, but Nightfall, of course, being as the hostile attitude, she has a hostile attitude except to Lore, where she says, "Oh, I love you, I love you, all that stuff," right? And so they had to go in disguise at this nightclub, wearing these outfits, and Nightfall wearing a disguise too. And Frankie, when he gets his arm pulled by her, he has his opportunity, right? So, but thing is, so I don't know. Just for some reason, I just think it's maybe maybe Frankie will hit it off with Nightfall. But thing is, though, I don't think that romance is not gonna happen, considering how Nightfall is so all she thinks about is Lloyd day in and day out, 24/7. I don't think that's never gonna happen, but it'd be a funny twist that Frankie does end up getting a thing with Nightfall, but I don't think so though. So they get to this club, and finds this guy they're looking for, and there's these thugs that get out of there, and they get a little bit chased, and where Frankie saves Nightfall, he takes a grazed arm to the arm. But even though the Nightfall says, I could have dodged that, right, and kicks the guy's butts, and so then eventually the guy comes through and gives them the papers that she needs. So Frankie is like, hey, if I get stepped on or abused enough, that'll be good enough for me, because he's already starting to be fond of this girl who has this hostile attitude though. But I know, it's just like it'd be funny though if a romance happens between those two, which I think it's not likely at all though. But but just given give Frankie a chance, I mean, he's always had such bad luck with women, but just give poor guy a chance with someone, please. I mean, there was that one time with this girl, you think he's gonna have with this girl, but that woman already has a boyfriend, and so he felt bad. It's just like, oh my god. Give Frankie a chance, please, because I like these characters. I like these side characters. Especially I like Nightfall, and especially I like Frankie. I like Frankie, Is this more? I mean, I love the Forager family, but just the other side characters like the Handler, and so especially with Frankie and the Moes and Nightfall, even the kids at the school where Anya's going to, like Damien, that's we all know that's crushing on Anya. Even his two friends and the teacher, Mr. Elegant, the great teacher Gramps. All these characters I enjoy. So these side characters, or Anya's friend, she also talks to as well. And of course, with Lloyd still trying to get it with Operation Strix, with the headmaster, Damon's father, Donovan Desmond. So, but yeah, Spy Family episode 1. It was great that with the first half was with the Forge family, and then the second half with Nightfall and Frankie. That was a great episode to start off with your third season, right? Because season 1 and 2 I love, and I love the movie of Code White. Great. So it's great that season 3 is starting off with a nice kick to it though. Not huge, but slowly it will start getting to that though. Like all the big explosions and more kicking ass, and Yor being the invincible assassin that she is. So Yeah, but it's gonna be another great. And I guess maybe and we'll also, I think from what I saw in the trailer, we'll get Lloyd's backstory, back when he was a kid, how he got into the spy business. Because he said, because back when we saw when he was a kid, he was crying during the war, or during the stuff that happened, and he said he wants to be in a world where no kid can cry, right? So I think we'll finally get his backstory on how he becomes the well trained assassin spy named Twilight that he is now. So that'll be nice to see though, because that's what I remember why what I saw in the trailer. So because we already got enough of Yor's backstory, because she took the assassin job because to take care of his little brother Yuri, which he's also overly lovely. Like Nightfall, he is so overly obsessive, but this time it's like he's in love with his own sister. You might as well say, big sis. Like, oh boy. But yeah, we'll get more into that too. So, but yeah, we already pretty much got Yor's backstory. But it's nice that we'll see Lloyd's, how he got into the spy business. So, great first episode of season 3, and we'll go from there though. And Halloween month just started, so we'll get more of those movie reviews for you for Halloween month. So thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more. We'll see you next time. Later.